From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, I'm Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, September 5th. It's going to be hot and humid today. Those dew point values are pushing farther into the low to mid 70s. This will make people feel miserable. Heat indices in the mid 90s. And this is in conjunction with the hot and humid air mass. There is a possibility of some scattered showers and storms this afternoon and evening. A few showers may linger into the night. Severe weather's not expected. Actual air temperatures will peak in the upper 80s to low 90s. Indianapolis police are trying to figure out who killed a man found dead on the northwest side. IMPD says it found the victim shot to death last night on Stanhope Way, just south of Eagle Creek Park. Police haven't released any other information about the victim. No word on any arrests. A new survey ranks Indiana as one of the worst states in which to have a baby. It looked into factors such as cost, healthcare, baby friendliness, and family friendliness. Wallet Hub ranked Indiana 40th overall and explained why. Indiana's best score is in the cost category, where it landed in the top 20. When looking into other factors, Indiana fell to the bottom 25%, earning a total of 41.9 points out of 100. When it comes to baby and family friendliness, Indiana holds a mid-level position. Baby friendliness included areas like parental leave, parenting groups, childcare, and birth rate. And family friendliness factored in family fun, health and safety, education, childcare, and other things. Meanwhile, healthcare was a particular weak point for Indiana, ranking 44th out of 51. Massachusetts secured the top spot with 69.31 points, while Mississippi found itself at the bottom with 26.87 points. Candidates for president used Labor Day to make campaign stops. Republican candidates Mike Pence, Will Hurd, and Asa Hutchinson spoke at a Labor Day picnic in New Hampshire yesterday. President Biden touted his administration's dedication to unions in Philadelphia. He also pointed fingers at former President Trump, telling a crowd of union members Trump left office with fewer American jobs than when he was elected. Biden's visit comes as the United Auto Workers Union considers a strike. Union officials say members are currently working out new details with all three U.S. automakers. They have until September 14th to reach a deal. First Lady Jill Biden tested positive for COVID-19. The news comes only days after she visited Westfield High School. A spokesperson for Biden put out the statement saying that she had mild symptoms and will stay in her Delaware home. President Joe Biden tested negative, but the 72-year-old First Lady was just at Westfield High School on Wednesday, along with the U.S. Surgeon General, talking to students about mental health. It was part of a series of back-to-school events that comes as COVID is on the rise across the U.S. According to the CDC, COVID-related hospitalizations in the U.S. have been increasing over the past few weeks. Emergency department visits and positive COVID tests are also going up, but not nearly as high as in past numbers. Just last week, the Indiana Department of Health reported 17 COVID deaths in a 2-week period in August. But experts say the latest variant may not be as hard to handle this fall. According to two teams of U.S. scientists, people who are vaccinated appear to be able to fight off the newest variant called BA 2.86, also known as Parola. The results match studies already released in China and Sweden. Still, with more people testing positive at home, it's hard for health officials to know the true numbers.
People more likely to know somebody who might have COVID or may have had COVID themselves. But admittedly, this is hard to validate because there's just not as much testing.
How bad it's going to get, we don't know. As you know, this is a very unpredictable virus. Has shown us that over the last 3.5 years.
The CDC recommends people who get COVID-19 to isolate for at least 5 days, then wear a mask until testing negative twice over a 2-day period, and keep up to date with vaccines. A week from today, there's going to be a CDC advisory meeting. It should give some more information on if a new booster will be recommended to the public. For now, the White House says the president will keep testing for COVID and will be monitored for any symptoms. And today, senators return to Capitol Hill after an August recess. The House is set to return next week. Both chambers will focus on avoiding a government shutdown. Lawmakers are set to consider a short-term funding measure to keep government offices functioning. The current fiscal year ends September 30th. Other top issues on the agenda include Republican investigations into the Biden administration and funding for Ukraine. Also today, Texas starts the impeachment trial of the state's attorney general. It's the first formal airing of corruption accusations that have plagued Ken Paxton. The issue is a rare area of agreement for Democrats and Republicans. The House voted overwhelmingly in May to impeach the Republican AG on articles including bribery and abuse of public trust. Paxton calls the impeachment a sham and says he expects to be acquitted. Police in East Chicago say a teenager is critically injured after jumping off rocks into Lake Michigan. It happened around 4:30 yesterday afternoon at Jorce Park Beach. Authorities say witnesses told them the teen jumped in after marina employees told them not to. Witnesses said they tried to help but couldn't. Police say the teen was unconscious by the time first responders pulled them out. Authorities haven't released the teen's name, age, or gender. In LaGrange County, state police arrested an Illinois man for leading them on a high-speed chase before crashing in Michigan. It started on the Indiana Toll Road near State Road 9 Sunday night. Troopers spotted Adrian Martinez driving at more than 150 miles per hour at one point. Police say they tried to pull him over, but then Martinez sped off and crashed just past the Michigan state line. Police say medics took him to the hospital for a head wound, then arrested him. More people will leave the Burning Man Festival in Nevada today after a long, chaotic week that started with paralyzing mud and ended with a mass exodus and traffic jams that lasted several hours. By yesterday, the flood-soaked Black Rock Desert had dried out enough for organizers to lift a ban on travel, but they urged fans to stay until today to give it more time to dry.
The organization asked us all to turn down the sound system, to ration food and water, and we are here happy. We don't want this to end.
We're going to be stuck here maybe a couple extra days, and that's just one thing you kind of have to plan for when you come to Burning Man.
The annual festival traditionally ends with 2 ceremonial fires. The signature large wooden effigy shaped like a man went up in flames last night. A wooden temple is set to burn tonight. Nearly everyone in Florida has electricity again as power crews make progress on damage from Hurricane Idalia. Florida's governor says more than 96% of people who lost power have it back on. PowerOutage.us tracks outages across the country. It finds about 26,000 homes and businesses are still in the dark in Florida, up more than 6,000 from early this morning. New reports show teachers are feeling the pinch in paying for back-to-school necessities. According to the National Education Association, more than 90% of teachers say they're spending more money on classroom supplies this year. The organization estimates most educators will spend $800 or more out of pocket, up $300 from before the pandemic. A separate report shows nearly 70% of teachers say inflation is having a noticeable impact on their ability to afford supplies. It also comes amid a nationwide teacher shortage. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there were nearly 150,000 more openings than hires in public education in February of this year. Officials in Pennsylvania are engaged in a massive manhunt right now for a convicted murderer. Danilo Cavalcante escaped from the Chester County Prison last Thursday. Police say he was convicted of first-degree murder last month for killing his former girlfriend, Deborah Brandow. According to the county's DA's office, Cavalcante stabbed Brandow 38 times in 2021 in front of her 2 children. Investigators believe it happened after she discovered Cavalcante was wanted for another murder in Brazil. They say he may be heading back to Brazil or maybe Mexico. Police are offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to Cavalcante's arrest. In an effort to get more military might for the war, Russia's leader may meet this month with his counterpart from North Korea. Several reports say a face-to-face between Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un will happen in the coming weeks. Russia has already laid the diplomatic groundwork. Its defense minister recently worked to persuade North Korea to sell artillery ammunition to Russia. The U.S. is urging North Korea to cease the arms negotiations. The lead singer of Smash Mouth has died. Steve Harwell was 56. His manager says he died yesterday of liver failure, surrounded by his family and friends. Harwell stopped performing 2 years ago amid physical and mental health challenges that the band attributed to addiction. The band had just announced Sunday that Harwell was in hospice care. To the Colts, the team is less than a week away from starting its season against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shane Steichen will also take the field for the first time as head coach. Our Angela Morian explains how the Colts are adapting to Steichen's changes.
He's all ball now, which I love about him.
Creativity, accountability, energy. All things head coach Shane Steichen is bringing to the Indianapolis Colts. For Steichen, the transition to being the man in charge has been easy.
It's been tremendous. I think I give a lot of credit to this organization and the support around me. I think that's big. When you have support, no man is an island. He must draw strength from others. So I think when you do this thing and you're connected and you're committed to each other, I think that's when good things happen.
Look, Shane's the first-time head coach, and I think he's handled it, really well. He's been great with the team, great with the coaching staff, great with the players, honest, working to get them better. That's what you can ask for.
The tone has already shifted in the Colts locker room after just one offseason under Steichen.
I think he's just done a great job of just coming in and just being clear with the expectations and never budging on, what he wants from you or what he expects from you.
He understands players. He understands what it takes to build a great team. I think that's sometimes underlooked when it comes to hiring a coach. He demands excellence. He holds guys accountable. Those small traits ultimately are going to take us to the next level.
Steichen brings with him a wealth of experience developing quarterbacks of all kinds. Pocket passers, dual threat, rookie or veteran, doesn't matter. Every quarterback Steichen has coached has gone on to be greatly successful. That's the perfect recipe for Colts rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson.
No, he wants to win. He wants things to work. He's a competitor himself. He wants great things for the team and the offense. So, he's a great coach, and I'm glad I'm on this team.
I mean, this game is so fun to be a part of and just be around the guys, be around the coaches, be around the NFL. I mean, for me personally, I think just being a part of the National Football League is a huge honor, and don't ever take it for granted. And I love everything about it, and I'm excited to work with this team.
Clearly, the team is equally excited to work with Steichen. Angela Morian, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
In Pacers Watch, the team's wishing its all-star well as Team USA plays in the FIBA World Cup quarterfinals. A Pacers post on X shows Tyrese Halliburton smiling, and the caption, "It's down to the final 8. USA faces Italy at 8:40 this morning. The game is underway. The winner will play Germany or Latvia in the semifinals Friday. And to business headlines, a Quinnipiac University national poll of adults found 78% of respondents are opposed to proposals that would raise the full retirement age for Social Security benefits from 67 to 70. The trustees who oversee Social Security and Medicare have reported that the surplus in the trust fund that's used to pay out a portion of the benefits will run out sometime in 2034. Also, the top personal financial concern for respondents between ages 50 to 64 was saving for retirement. Although Labor Day's core mission is to celebrate workers' contributions to America, 46% in a recent poll said they feel somewhat recognized at work, while 8% said they don't feel recognized at all. That's according to a recent OnePoll survey of 2,000 American adults ahead of Labor Day. The Gen X and Boomer generations, however, had similar worries when it came to lack of job security and wage gaps. Regarding pay disparities, 73% of all adults agree the gender wage gap is still very real. Americans are defaulting on their credit cards and auto loans at levels not seen since the financial crisis. This year, credit card delinquencies have hit 3.8%, while 3.6% have defaulted on their car loans, according to credit agency Equifax. Low and middle income earners have been especially hit hard by soaring prices on everything from rent, groceries, and new and used cars. The Ukraine grain deal is not being renewed, even though talks to do so took place over the weekend. The leaders of Russia and Turkey instead confirmed plans to send 1 million tons of Russian grain via Turkey to African nations concerned with the disruptions would raise food prices. Uncertainty about the future of supplies from Ukraine has contributed to weeks of volatility in global wheat prices. And Delta is the #1 domestic airline for on-time arrivals, service, comfort, and more. Bounce, a luggage storage company, compared U.S. airlines to determine which is the best domestic airline. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and like us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.